Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here, and here in my garage. The truck was reset due to a recent update with American Truck, but two new special transports locations have been added: Pendleton and Portland, Oregon, and we'll see if we can see some of those today. But we are continuing on looking at the quick job market for our special transports and transporting things that we haven't done before. So last time we did do the air conditioning. Today, Socorro to Tucson. You know, that may be the exact same route that we did before. The large reservoir tank. Gallup to Raton would be different though, and it is the haul truck chassis. Now the haul truck are those very large earth movers that the tires are as big as the truck itself. So yeah, it shouldn't be a too awful bad of a journey. Let's go ahead and take that. We'll be in a yellow Peterbilt with a sleeper. And from Gallup, New Mexico to Raton, should be okay. $26,000. It's 2 in the afternoon right now. I imagine we'll be driving all day, and it may get dark by the time we get up there, but as long as we can keep running red lights and we don't get behind any large vehicles that want to do us harm, we should be there while the sun is still up. So there we go, the haul truck chassis, the very large Caterpillar truck. And we do have that tail on the back of the trailer there. I don't know exactly why that's necessary. I'm sure a load master would be able to tell me. It looks like we're okay as far as the clearance goes right beside the trailer. The top sort of sticks out a little bit further, but that sort of puts it into perspective on just how big that massive thing is. Just look at those hubs. That is just incredible. We know how to do that. Let's go ahead and start the truck and get rocking and rolling here. Let's get our cruise control set. Let's see, where would our cruise be? Probably right there, I would say. All right, we're heading to the right. Let's get out of here. Parking brake engaged. Let's get off of that and roll. And it is raining just a skosh, so I'll turn on my windshield wipers there. I don't know if it is in this particular patch or the beta, but SCS is reworking the way that water comes off of your windshield. It's supposed to be more realistic, where the wipers gather the water as it pushes the water to the left-hand side, and then it just sort of gathers in a line and drips down, which would be pretty cool to see. All right, we're going to clear this nice and easy. I believe that's our tail vehicle right there, that pickup truck. And there is our lead vehicle right there. Thankfully, they had the road blocked off so we can hop straight out. And 35 through here. And it looks as if we might be getting on a highway, or at least crossing a highway. And already we've got some oncoming cars, but a nice wide road here. We shouldn't be bothered too awful much. Coming through, people of New Mexico. Yeah, as long as we're on roads like this, that's nice and wide, we'll be okay. I don't like this 90-degree right turn coming up, but it does look like highway right after that. All right, we'll get into the oncoming lane. That way we can swing it wide, sweet chariot. Looks like the police do have the left side of the road blocked off, and no one's coming anyway. And thankfully, no one was coming down the road from the opposite direction. All right, hopefully they've stopped all train traffic. We definitely don't want to be stopped by a train here. Up and over. It feels like everyone decided to stay home today, which is good for us. I'm definitely not going to argue about having a clear road like this by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like we're getting on I-40 east to Albuquerque. So we'll be making the right turn to Albuquerque. All right, we'll swing her wide, not knock over any highway signs here. I like that exit, nice and smooth. Now hopefully there is an officer. No, an officer wasn't blocking that road behind us here. That could have got a little bit tinny. and it looks like the rain has stopped, so I'll turn off the wipers here. Can we get up to 40 miles an hour? That's going to be our target speed. And if it's highway miles all the way to Raton, this should be a fairly quick journey. Only 5 hours, 348 miles to go, and we'll be there right around 8:30 p.m. We'll see if we can claw some time back here. And there we go, set her for 40. We'll be making lane changes here. $700. Rosarka, you're better than that. I know you are. So yeah, drivers are still doing the work. We're up to $956,000. As you can probably guess, I did not go up north to Oregon to buy a garage yet. We have definitely more than enough money to do such things as these. Just hadn't got out and done it. So while we're cruising, I hope your weekend went well. You should be seeing this on a Monday if you catch it live. If you catch it a little bit after, I hope your last weekend was okay. I'm finally getting a weekend off. It's the first complete weekend I've had off in about 2.5 months, I think. We've just been so short-handed at work that everyone had to cover, and everyone's been getting just one day off a week and multiple 12-hour shifts in between. So it looks like this is a normal week. No overtime expected, so that's always good. And it should be a pretty quiet time around the job, with next week being the week before Christmas. Everyone's going to be going home, taking vacation. I can't though, but everyone else should be taking vacation and making my job a whole lot easier. Not as easy as this job looks to be. Oh, the Jeep cut off the state police. Get that guy's license plate, write him a ticket. And you have those bright yellow New Mexico license plates. It's nice to get some time driving in the daytime. Last time it seemed to got early fairly quick, and we had to do, what, 3 or 4 hours at nighttime. We ended up coming in at like 1 or 2 in the morning. When I loaded the game, it loaded my truck in Los Angeles, which was my very first garage hub. Like, my home garage was Los Angeles, and it was 4 in the morning. I was dead tired, but luckily the special transport DLC resets your driving hours. But I went ahead and slept anyway, made some more money while I was sleeping. It's a pretty cool deal to make money while you sleep, for sure. When you have as many drivers as I have running around, you make, you know, $30,000 or $40,000 in an 8-hour period, and you know, you get paid to sleep essentially. Really climbing this hill. We should crest it just fine. Staples, press that easy button. I always get that warning about how some of the, you know, your mods may not work with this new version, but so far the real world logos mod has never been broken by an update. I imagine it's just like JPEG changes and things like that. Whew. So 18 miles an hour, that cop is not helping transporting this load. Yeah, the very large mutt. I thought the real world logos was supposed to replace that with cat, but we've got 2 lanes of traffic backed up behind us here. But we should be fine. We're picking up the speed we lost, pushing that lead car back up to 40. Hopefully everyone can get around us okay, but I like the two-lane highway. It's not over the river and through the mountain like we did last time. Another $562 job for Orsolia. Tell you, the drivers are not doing well today as far as just sheer income. I'm sure it was a nice quick job. They could do several a day. But still, I like to see the big numbers. $5,000, $6,000, that sort of thing. That bus to our right is cruising. Holy crap. We can't get over there on that road that he was cruising on, but dang. You know, I know you can teleport in this game with the console commands. I wonder if anyone has ever like teleported to one of those off access roads like that and just drove and seen. Knowing map makers and saving space and all that, The road probably ends just like right over there. But to give the illusion while you're on the highway that people are on a road next to you, they'll spawn the vehicle off the highway, they'll drive along the highway and then despawn, you know, just up the road. It's all about optimizing and everything. Certainly, you know, you don't want an entire city or an entire state remembering exactly where every single car is at every single moment. That's wasted resources that could be used in your local area, you know. Sky City, 1/2 mile, exit 102. We'll be bypassing Sky City. We have driven this road before, according to the yellow markers, so we're not seeing anything new. Anything new that we didn't see in the New Mexico episodes, that is. And looking on Time Hop, it looked like those New Mexico episodes were this time last year, and that's hard to believe. Come back to American Truck, we're doing special transports on these roads, and we first saw these roads, I think November or December of last year. But time is flying, waiting for no man. $2.75 for unleaded, $3.09 for diesel, $3.08 for diesel. Pretty respectable. It's certainly not the $4 a gallon thing that we were years and years ago. Although I have to laugh every time I go back and see some old pictures or watch some old videos that I took from 2003. Everyone was like complaining about how $1.50 for gas was just price gouging and way too expensive. Now if it drops below 3, you're thinking you got a really good deal. Mick Sackall, criminal defense. I wonder who that guy is. He's probably like a marketing guy or something for SCS. But today he is Mick Sackall. So I think I have the answer to my question. Last episode I asked, as far as the ETA, did that go off of convoy speed or does that go off of highway speed? And we've lost an hour. Now we're going to get there at 9:30 at night rather than 8:30. I don't know if that's ticking up, and it looks like it is. 9:36. We'll see. I know if we drop below 40 miles an hour at any point, it's going to go up. But yeah, it looks like it's ticking up. So we should be going 55 right now, and we're going 40. So we're losing 15 miles every hour that we're driving. That's how miles an hour works. So yeah, it's pushing our time back a bit. 5 p.m. everyone should be getting off of work. The roads should get pretty congested, which is like the last thing we want to happen. Hopefully this officer maintains 40 and forces the people passing us on the left to clear him rather than slowing down and letting them in. You know, we should have the right of way. We're the bigger vehicle here. We're the convoy. Changing lane maneuver. Adapt your speed. So the front car came in, then I think it's the back car that blocks the right lane, and we can nuzzle on over. I don't exactly know why we changed lanes, but we'll get back up to 40. This should let that traffic jam behind us sort itself out, because we had 2 lanes of traffic backed up. Now the third lane is opened up. There's our follow vehicle with the beacons on. Pretty cool. So are we exiting on 12th Street? No, we are not. We are continuing straight. That's good to see. So we're passing by Albuquerque. We're not making a left turn. Wow, there's a speed demon in a Charger. If it was a black Charger, I'd say he's a police car wannabe, but he was a yellow and black stripe, which is a good look. So here we are, passing through Albuquerque. It is right over there, right over yonder. That's a pretty cool tower. Totem pole, I guess it is. Or a totem facsimile. Meddy's Burgers, huh? I don't know what kind of restaurant Meddy's will be, but I know there's billboard mods out there that change the billboards and what the billboards say, but I'm cool. As long as my trucks say actual real world logos and company logos, I'm cool with that. Sure, the Farland bus can be Greyhound and all that other stuff, but... Alright, so here is our exit here. Santa Fe and Cruces. Our officer seems to be slowing up a bit. We've got a dump truck in front of us. Now, if we can hold the left lane of this split to Santa Fe, that'll be better than that stupid dump truck going to Cruces. 1159 CB. Shouldn't that be C? I'm confused. Now, this is pretty tight. No one is getting around us now. We have to split the wall here. We've got some dangly bits off to our left and right. Yeah, no problem. I wonder how long the developers tested these particular roads. All right, lights on for safety. It's starting to get nighttime. Sun's starting to go down just a skosh. We're going to get a nice sunset here on our yellow Caterpillar. Lane change maneuver. So we're going to be getting over to the left, I believe. Yes, indeed. All right, so the State Patrol is going to go to the left. Go to the left, buddy. We had to follow him. He could have got over a long time ago, but sort of killed our momentum. Now we're going to be there at 10:30. Highway maintenance. So I've read about detours, and I know in the beta the routes along your way may have detours, and you actually have to navigate around them. I don't know if that's what that actually was, and I don't know if detours are enabled while you're doing a heavy load like this, a special transport, because the routes are predetermined. So you don't want a predetermined route going right through a detour and then having to figure it out. That certainly wouldn't be good for anyone. All right, 15th gear, let's get back up to 40, and I imagine another lane change maneuver is coming. Or are we just going to head straight? Looks like we're just going to head straight. I'm cool with that. And are we on a brand new road that we have never seen before? I think we are. Yes, indeed, we have never seen this. Heading to work, burglars are too. And that is the truth. I don't know if it's a national thing, but here locally, here lately, a lot of porch pirates are stealing people's Amazon boxes. And when you have a box like Amazon that's just so easily identifiable, you know, you think, I don't care if it is shampoo or if it's a TV, I'm going to take it. And that's sad if that's the mentality nowadays that people have. They just see Amazon and they think, well, that's got to be expensive. Now, nowadays, people order just their groceries from Amazon, or they'll order, you know, household goods from Amazon. Just because you order from Amazon doesn't mean it's a gift. Although, I guess this time of year it kind of does. You've got a better shot than, say, March or April of it being a gift, but still. What sad times are these when passing ruffians can say "nee" at will to old ladies. So yeah, this is brand new. So it's a good thing we are doing these special transports. We are not only seeing loads we've never seen before, but roads we've never seen before. Loads and roads abound. 180 miles to go, 3 hours it says, pulling in at 10:30 at night. We lost an hour from that lane change. It may have been, you know, closer to that, but, you know, when we left, it was 8:30. When we slowed down, it was 9:30. When we slowed down again, now it's 10:30. That's what the time dilation or the scale dilation does to you, because while we were slowed down, you know, time is ticking much faster at about a minute a second. So if we slowed down for, you know, 10 seconds, that was like 10 minutes in actual time that we slowed down for. And that's, you know, if you're actually slowed down for 10 minutes on the actual road, of course, that's going to set you back a ton. Looks like we got a hill climb up here. Come on, Peterbilt. Climb the hill, boy. There you go. Get your RPMs up. So passing by Farmington. And if I remember right, Farmington was the very first city we went to in New Mexico. We crossed the border and went to Socorro, I think, and then we went to Farmington. It was a really early trip. I do remember that. Come on, officer. Don't let them in. Maintain your speed. Get up to 40 and stay there, and let them go around you. Just like me. I'm not going to slow down for anybody. Yeah, now we're at 11 o'clock. So we go up that hill a bit, and we arrive at 11. We'll roll out of the gas here. That stupid truck in front of us is deciding to really slow down here. Get up to 75, man. Your speed limit is much higher than ours. Get moving. Tell you what. Yeah, once we hit 40 and that truck, it speeds up past 40, we'll be okay. Set the cruise for 40. Passing Santa Fe. And 2.5 hours to go. There we go. So now we're at our limit. That truck should disappear in the distance, and we'll have a nice sunset back there, and the police lights are starting to illuminate and deluminate. Oh crap, where are we going? Okay, we're going left. I decide to go external view right when the road decides to split. Good thing we had that trail car there to keep people from passing us. But yep, now it's 11 o'clock. That little slowdown there cost us a half hour. And we haven't been on that road down there. I tell you, it would be a tall order to drive all the roads that I have not seen on this map so far. And I'm sure there's people that have driven every square mile of road in the DLC and everything. Mad props to you, but believe it or not, I like some variety in my games. I've been playing, I play a game on the series for months at a time, but when I'm not playing the series, I'll load up something I haven't played before and just give it a go. Come on, state police. You know you can do 40. Sort of just pushing them along. I feel like we're sort of in a draft at Talladega. We get to his bumper and we just stay in the gas and then get that bubble of air and push him forward. Force him to go 40. But at least the route's been pretty scenic and we got some new roads. We don't have to worry about fuel and sleep, of course. And only 130 miles to go. So if we were doing the speed limit, that would only be 2 hours. But because we're not, 2.5 hours. I couldn't imagine getting one of these things up to 70. That would just be nuts. I think the truck could do it. The truck could physically do it. But, we would fail the convoy and it would say, stay behind your lead vehicle and what are you doing? You're driving like a maniac, and probably fail us. Kick us out of the job immediately or something. I might try that for experimentation purposes. Once we take all of the special transports and we're looking for something to do, I might just do a little one-off video. What happens if you pass your lead car? And just floor it. See what happens. I'm sure people have failed accidentally or on purpose before, but I've never seen it. And that's just something I'd like to see. It could be something like a flight simulator, because whenever I see people watch flight simulator streams and whatnot, everyone always says, crash, 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 show us a crash. Well, if it's X-Plane or Flight Simulator, the game just stops when your nose hits the ground and it just says crash. Shooting star, make a wish. So people are expecting this big fireball and explosion and parts and pieces flying everywhere, but you're not supposed to crash in a flight simulator. So they don't make that an appealing part of the game. It's not Grand Theft Auto or Just Cause, where you're expected to blow things up. You know, you're expected to fly it correctly, just like American Truck. And I'm sure for licensing reasons as well, there may have been a clause in the contract for Peterbilt and Kenworth and Volvo that said, you know, do not show any damage on our trucks. You can simulate damage, but never show our trucks scratched, dirty, you know, anything like that. And I'm sure flight sims are the same way. Because the last thing you know, a manufacturer of transport, whether it be a Boeing or whether it be Chevrolet, they don't want people seeing their stuff broken, destroyed. You know, it's bad mojo to remind people what can happen to them in a vehicle. So I can see why they don't do it. Now, if they wanted to make a hardcore trucking game where damage was a thing, blown tires were a thing, you know, if you crash your truck, it's going to probably put you out of business. You know, if you're a single truck owner and you crash that truck, you know, you're not going to get any income, and that's not fun. So you have to strike a balance when you produce games like this to get the mainstream. And there is a ton of shooting stars. Or is that an artillery barrage? That looks like artillery, if I'm honest, because it's coming from the ground over the road. And come to think of it, I think my good friend Harold, who watched the New Mexico series and was from New Mexico, said we passed by an artillery range. So I'm guessing that was Artie, if I had to make a guess. I wonder what kind of government, you know, agreements there were to shoot artillery over an active road. Or is it going over the active road? Are they shooting just to the side of the road? Or does this highway turn off before they get to the range? Don't know. That's something for the military to discuss with the state of New Mexico. And I'm sure those soldiers from New Mexico who were in that artillery brigade would know. They know exactly where they're shooting. Soldiers aren't stupid, despite what you might see on TV. They're very highly trained in what they do. At least they're not stupid in their job. I've met my fair share of stupid soldiers, but they weren't stupid as far as, you know, Signal Corps and putting in, you know, setting up the antennas, programming the switchboards, programming the telephones, doing troubleshooting. They were outstanding. But as people, they may have been pretty dumb. Yeah, I mean, that looks like artillery. What we really need is some ambient sounds of the thud when it hits over there. You know, if we had the free fly command, we could like hop out of the truck, get up to the sky, go to that particle effect and see, you know, is that just a skybox effect? Or is that like a physical object that's simulated flying across the road like that? But man, yeah, that's a ballistic trajectory. Comes up from the ground, up and over, and whatever's on the other side of that is in for a rude surprise. I'd kind of want to see a fire for effect. Thoom, 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 thoom. Just like 5 or 6 shells in rapid succession from a line of artillery. That'd be pretty cool. But speaking of artillery, if you haven't checked it out yet and you're a fan of military, the Hearts of Iron 3 playthrough has begun a few weeks ago. I'm playing as World War II era Iraq, and as you might assume from the time period and the country, they really don't have a whole lot of factories and a whole lot of industrial power, let's say. And being a paradox game, every country, when you start, is not equal. It's not meant to be. And Iraq definitely has some catching up to do on the world stage. So I thought it would be cool to make an artillery. Like, you know, make a gun. Nope. Did not happen. we're struggling to even build one factory, so making an artillery division is not in the cards for Iraq in, you know, late 1936, that is for sure. But it's a pretty fun game, pretty in-depth game, and the replayability is huge, playing as different countries in that era, like Hearts of Iron 4 and really any Paradox game. You know, how you start can be completely different each and every game, depending on the decisions the AI take and what country you decide to play or what people you decide to play. If you play Stellaris, how is your empire? How is your democracy? How is your, you know, how's your government? You know, every game can be different. All right, Farmington, 1 mile away. We are 1 hour away, 37 miles away. So yeah, that's about right. We're averaging 40 miles an hour. And luckily on this stretch, we didn't have to slow down so much. We've just been able to sit back, relax, and have a good chat. I do like the effect of the rest stops off the highway like that, and you can see the gas prices lit up nice and big. Like when I traveled across country, you see those all the time. And it just adds a feeling that, yep, you're in the United States and you are driving along the interstate. In our case, just at 40 miles an hour, but 275 and 308. I don't think that the prices fluctuate, I'm not sure. And I don't know if that is the actual diesel price. If we were to pull in and fill up the truck, would we pay 308 a gallon? Not sure. Thank you, good sir. So should be pulling in shortly at 75 miles an hour on the speed limit, and we're doing 40. Essentially half speed here. And like I said in the last episode, it gives you a chance to sit back and take a look at all the scenery as you go by. All right, Raton, next 2 exits. Are we on the first or the second? That is the question. Looks like we're in the first. The exit's a half mile away, and it looks like we're exiting. It looks like it is one of those sweeping exits rather than a 90-degree left off of the highway type exit. So we should be able to get this thing to the construction yard, which is now on the GPS without a scratch, which is very good. There are a few achievements associated with this special transport DLC of bringing certain loads back undamaged and on time. So I want to try to do that every single time. We technically got 1% damage last time on that air conditioning unit, and when I stopped, we were good. We had no damage, so I was very happy to see that. We'll take a nice wide turn here. Police officer decides to show up at the narrowest part of the corner in the most inopportune time. And it looks like we have one hard left turn in front of the Walmart to do. And then it's just straight into the yard, so feeling pretty good about this. Luckily the highway splits, so we don't have to worry about any oncoming traffic hitting us. We can just stay in the left lane here. We'll turn on the signal anywho's. All right, officer. You're clear, let's roll them. Take it nice and wide and cut. All right, we good? We'll try to stay middle of the road here because I don't believe any workers are going to be coming out of this plant at midnight. So we're going to go rolling straight in. We're going to pass alongside a few businesses. One that we actually delivered to before. It could be that farm that we went to in Farmington. Now this looks like pretty built up area. Yep, rail workers have stopped the train. And it looks like a right turn into the quarry there. So as long as the oncoming traffic has been stopped, we'll be able to get right on in there. Or the refinery, it almost looks like. Yep, there's the police officer blocking oncoming traffic. Whoa, buddy, boy. I'm trying to keep the cargo between the escort vehicles, but he just came to a complete stop. All right, officer's going to duck off. Pace car is off. Let's point her in as straight as we can here. Hip hip hooray and all that good jazz. Except I don't know where I'm ending up here. Is it over here? Oh crap, this is going to suck if I screw this up at the last moment. Because it looks like it's straight back through here. Are we gonna fit through here? Doesn't look like it. Can we cut through? This is gonna be tight. We might have to skip parking. Why in the world will we park over there? Can we skip? We cannot. This is going to be interesting. Let me, because it's over there. And yeah, that's gonna cut. All right, we got through it. I had to reload the save, but we got around that corner, and I think everything is sort of awesome now. We're gonna see. But man, this delivery site is no joke. But yeah, the first time around I didn't know exactly what I was doing, so when I came around that corner, the axle of the big boy was just sort of stuck on one of those pylons, and I couldn't get away from it. Now we're pulling in, everything should be fine. It should be just a straight shot here, and we'll be able to park this monster load. What are we caught on now? All right, so we slammed into that just a bit. Tell you what, this has been a drop-off that, let's just say, isn't optimized for the special transport. It is nuts indeed. All right, so here we go. We'll get her straight, line her up, and everything should be clever. I like the straight pull-ins. And man, that was a tough road to hold for sure. Now we can skip parking. That would have been nice earlier. You're not going to take that. Are we too far over? Probably. Part of me just wants to end it right here. But then the other part of me is like, no. You park everything that you drive. Therefore, you can do it. All right, so the little wagon on the back is doing a little thing. That's fine. Hopefully, we can scoot this thing over enough right here that when we round out like this, it'll straighten out a bit. Something like that. This thing is just too bulky. There we go, in a place that don't fit, but we did it. Decouple that load. That is the hardest I've worked. Your dumper has arrived, one of 3, so we deliver the other 2 parts of the dumper, the bucket and the wheels, and that will be an achievement, and then that was our other one. So $26,000, excellent delivery, well done. And that's going to do it for me in this episode of American Truck Simulator, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week where maybe we'll deliver the tires or the bucket to that thing. Take care.